After 3 long weeks off, the Lady Cougars headed to Savannah for the NCAA Tournament Southeast Regional. Join us as we go all access CSU Softball. The Lady Cougars took the field Friday as they opened up the NCAA tournament against Conference Carolina's champion Mount Olive. With 2 on in the second, Kori Waugh put the first runs of the game up with a 2-run double to left field. Mount Olive hit a solo home run in the 4th, but Waugh matched it with one of her own in the bottom half of the inning. Another Mount Olive run scored in the 5th to make it 3-2, but again CSU had the answer as Kristen Carr hit a solo home run. In the 6th, Columbus State put the game away as Googe drove in 3 with a 2-out double. Carr followed with an RBI single to give CSU an 8-2 lead and eventually the win.
So to start off, I was really nervous because we hadn't played in 3 weeks, but I was just anxious. I got a ground ball in the hole, which was a good start, I think. And my next 2 at-bats were a little rough, but that's okay. And then my last at-bat, I had the base clearing double, so that was good. I think we all hit really well, and good way to start off the tournament.
My second at-bat, they had just put in a new pitcher, and I was kind of excited. So my first few pitches weren't exactly a focus hitter, and then, I mentally just tried to calm myself down, and I was able to, put the ball in play and score 2 runs. And so in the last at-bat, she just happened to put it right in my zone, and it felt pretty good sending it over. But as a team, getting that first one in is definitely, it's awesome. But last year in regionals, we weren't able to do that. And so having a different start, it's a good feeling. Everybody feeds off of it. They get pumped up from it. So when that first one's, it's pretty big. So I hope we stay with this momentum and keep going.
It was rough. It was nerve-wracking to finally be out there and be up against a live pitcher that wasn't our own. But it was really exciting, and I'm glad we got the win.
I think we played great. Thought we played good. Being 3 games off, 3 weeks off, and the first couple innings we kind of had to feel our way out a little bit, and maybe around the 4th or 3rd at bats each, we probably got a little more comfortable like we had been the last part of the year. When we found our way through it, got some hits, scored some runs. Mollie, she kind of was the same as we was offensively. It took her a while to figure some things out. I'm not sure she still got to 100% where she normally is, but taking that time off again, she's the kind of pitcher she just throws games. She doesn't practice and get stronger. As she throws games, she gets stronger. So that's 1 game under her belt for the weekend, and it doesn't matter whether to play good or play great or play bad. The whole point of this thing is advancing the next day, and that's what the kids did, and we'll be back ready to go tomorrow.
Saturday, the Lady Cougars had a showdown with rival Armstrong, with the winner heading to the championship game. Both teams threatened in the first 3 innings, but the game remained scoreless until the 4th. In the 4th, Morgan Knight launched a 2-run home run to left center to score the first runs of the game.
Well, my first at-bat, I kind of got jammed because I didn't get my timing down, so I knew that second at-bat I had to get my foot down and see the ball and hit it, and that's what I did. And I think I saw the same exact pitch. It was a little high, so just got my timing down and drove it.
Armstrong would get only 2 base runners over the final 4 innings as Mollie Russell blanked the Pirates 2-0.
My pitching wasn't on today, but it wasn't the best game I've ever thrown, but my defense was there to back me up, and Morgan coming through with a home run, that was just huge, and it just feels great to put them in the loser's bracket.
It goes to a lot of things I've said throughout the year. Peach Belt matchup, NCAA tournament, at Armstrong's home field. It don't get any, D2, D1, there's not very many better college softball games in that game there on both sides, and they played tails off, we played our tails off. Mollie's Mollie. Mollie was great, did everything you asked her to do, and defense stayed behind her. We had probably a couple bad hops, but we stayed on course defensively and didn't break. And the camera's on Mo Knight for hitting a 2-run home run, but to me there's 2 or 3 things out of that. One, Nina right before her who hadn't gotten a lot of PR this year on a lot of things, but she does all the small things right. She strikes out, balls in the dirt, and she's heads not in the game, and she's not understanding what bought in. Then she doesn't advance to first, and to put Mo up there with the opportunity to do that, and and Mo, the other thing that stands out is Mo hasn't had the kind of year like she had the previous 2 seasons with us, but Mo Knight is bought in. She's bought into the program, so good things happen when people are bought in, and she's fought all year long, and you see the result of it. Great effort by the team in the dugout. They're jacked up, got a lot of energy. We'll go relax tonight, come back tomorrow and see what we can do.
It all came down to Sunday when CSU took on Armstrong again, having to be defeated twice to be eliminated. The Lady Cougars struck first once again as Kristen Carr led off the second inning with a solo home run. The Pirates knotted the game at 1 with a run of their own in the bottom of the inning. CSU regained the lead in the 5th on a Casey Googe RBI single, but the lead would be short-lived as Armstrong scored 5 runs in the bottom half to take a 6-2 lead and a Game 1 win.
They came out hitting Mollie, and we came out. It was a close game it was a close game, and the scoreboard doesn't say how close it was. And I think the difference in that first game was when they got some people on. It might have been a blue pit or infield hit, but they found a way to get a hit, push a couple runs across, and I think that was the difference in the first game. And
that set up a winner-take-all game as the two played for the 3rd time in 2 days. Armstrong scored first, taking a 1-0 lead in the 3rd inning, but the Lady Cougars answered right back as Morgan Knight drove in Kori Ricketson to tie the game at 1. As it did in Game 1, one bad inning unraveled things for CSU as the Pirates got 3 runs in the 4th to lead 4-1. 2 more runs scored in the 5th as Armstrong rolled to another 6-2 win.
Game 2 was very much like the first game. I thought Taylor threw a great game, and they had the bases loaded, and the same game in Mollie, bases loaded, and the ball goes 3 foot, kid scores, and inning breaks open. Same thing with Taylor. She had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and the ball goes down halfway down the first baseline, and everything breaks open. And games like that, I guess, one little break here and there is going to make a difference, and they probably got the breaks today, and that's the way softball is there's a game of breaks, and they got it, and I think we left 13 on base, and you leave 13 on base against them, you got at least think you can score 3 or 4 runs out of it, but it is what it is, and they beat us both games, and our kids fought hard, and that's the way it happens.
The loss ends the Lady Cougars season with a 41-18 record and marks the end of the line for 5 seniors.
PW always here every day. I never ask anything. Every day, PW. Every day you sing. I can always count on every foul ball, but it get picked up in practice. PW picked it up. I always knew PW was going to be there. I knew PW bought in from day 1. I love you, PW. You remember? Do you remember? I'm going to blow your mind. Kori, I'll blow your mind. I got to, because you remember your first ever game here? You dropped the ball in center field. You remember me telling you, Kori, you first bat you struck out? Huh? You remember me pulling both of y'all off to the side? Saying how special y'all going to be before it's all over with? Hey, 19 home runs. Hey, the year you had, you never thought you were going to hit a home run like you did this year, right? Hey, we won over 100 some odd 20 games. 3-4 trophies go with it. Top 10 team, Charlotte, North Carolina, right? Is that where we're at? Queens. Lucy ain't a better teammate than you. All right? This is my things about you guys. There ain't a funnier person that I probably love with this team more, but I love you, Lucy. And you know what, Lucy? You seen what's on my trophy thing? You seen what's on there? I don't know why. You might have done it as a joke. But I'm going to hope that you didn't do it as a joke. But you put my name down for that faculty staff thing, right? I got that certificate sitting right there on my thing. And I don't know if you did it as a joke. You probably did. But that means everything to me. That means more to me than all those other balls. I can promise that. Mollie, I can't tell you, kid. We're just going to talk about ball for a second. Okay? Just going to talk about ball for a second. Mollie, you don't know what you've done for this program. You don't know what you've done. 10 years now, you may realize it, all right? But you put all these other pieces together, you came in and finished it off. You mean a hell of a lot, and I promise you this right here, Mollie, one day you're going to be in our Hall of Fame. Kelsey, I know you didn't play. But I don't know if there's anybody's got a bigger heart than what you got when you went out there and you played. I mean, you was an absolute freaking warrior every time you went out there. I knew every single time Kelsey's gonna get the best he's got. It's been a very challenging weekend. You know, it's hard seeing. You know, you sit around and play for one game a day, and that's kind of unusual for us since we usually play double headers. And so you know, every game is so mentally draining. You know, leading up to it, and then once you get in the game, then it's so much during the game, and it's hard to play completely loose like you normally do. And I'm not sure if any 4 teams here played like the way they played all year long. I think it comes back to some people get breaks here and there, and those things happen. And it's a challenging week mentally and physically, and you know, it was a good tournament. Love you guys.
Find a way on 3. 1, 2, 3. Find a way.